I've never seen anything like this with all my years in the industry.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to this episode of Elite Agent Secrets. Today we're speaking with Dan. Now, Dan's got 18 years in the real estate industry. He's going to do about 50 to 60 sales this year with his team. They sell properties for 800 to $1 million. He's got about 17, or he's done about 17 flips in his time. He's got a portfolio of rentals, and he's crushing it out there in the South Florida real estate market. So, Dan, it's awesome to have you on the show with us today. Thank you for coming on. How's everything going?
Great, Andrew. Thanks for inviting me.
So the way I love to start these, because I like to give people perspective. Obviously, you're in luxury. A lot of people want to merge into luxury. How many people start at like 200 grand properties and they're like, I want to sell $1 million homes? It sounds so much better. I get paid 5 times more. But you, I'm guaranteeing, didn't start there, right? You will have started somewhere else. So what I would love to do is 18 years ago, what happened? Why'd you get into real estate? And kind of take us through a bit of a journey to get us to where we are today.
Sure. So originally, I was in New York for about 24, 25 years, and I decided after September 11th, 3 months later, that maybe it was time to make a change, specifically south towards Florida. And I eventually moved towards the Miami area back at the end of 2001 in December, and I fell into real estate by coincidence. A good friend of mine was in this business. I was in the insurance industry, in the commercial insurance industry in New York. And he needed a team member because his team was expanding. And I figured, okay, well, I'm looking for a job in the insurance industry down in Florida. I'll work and assist him in real estate. Well, ended up that I like doing real estate much better than insurance because it's a product that a lot of people like, as opposed to insurance, which most people don't like. So, it's a necessary evil, and people don't like to pay for necessary evils. So, anyway, with that said, it ended up being a very a productive type of an environment down in Florida because it was growing very fast at the time, especially in the Miami to Fort Lauderdale area. Nowadays, all of Florida is growing very fast. But 20 years ago, it was pretty much, those were the areas that were growing the fastest. And I started with just regular properties, at the time, maybe 100, 200,000, assisting with sales. I didn't start doing flips for about 5 or 6 years. And I started realizing that you can grab properties in foreclosure, distressed properties from other sources, banks, asset managers, and so on and so forth. And eventually, I brought on a partner, and we started moving about 4 or 5 properties per year and refurbishing them and either renting them out or flipping them to make money on the profit from the rehab of the property. Moving forward in 2005, they really started booming. I started building my own sales team, and Miami Real Estate Trends was the website, still is the website that we promote all of our properties on. And we started specializing in high-rise pre-construction projects. And so high-rise pre-construction projects in Miami is a very unique type of opportunity because you have a lot of people that can bring money from exterior sources, and they can buy properties that are to be constructed in, anywhere between 2 to 4 years, with anywhere between 20% down in total to 40% down in total. And so a lot of the buyers that are in the South Florida real estate market are from outside the US. We're talking about 60% pre-COVID, and South America, Brazil, Argentina, Chile, Colombia, Venezuela, etc. And a lot from Europe, whether it's Western or Eastern Europe. And then the remaining 40% were from places up north in the Northeast, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, etc. That dynamic shifted with COVID because of the lockouts and the restrictions on the travel. So we've seen a huge increase in the market in the last year, but 90% of the buyers have been domestic and from the Northeast, as opposed to the other ratios. Right, exactly. So now, because of the administration, the U.S. administration is relaxing the travel rules for South Americans and for Europeans. This season, starting in approximately about a month, in the beginning of November or middle of November, they're going to see a huge influx of non-domestic buyers, people that have been waiting in the wings for more than a year to come and purchase properties in Florida. Before, they were mostly vacation homes and investment properties. Now that dynamic has shifted, and now they're looking to just make a permanent move to Miami, to the Southeast Florida area, not just Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Boca, Naples, on the West Coast, etc. So we're seeing an immigration rate and a population shift of plus 4.5% per annum, which traditionally was around 3%. Demand for housing has substantially increased to levels that are just mind-boggling. It's to the point where
it's unprecedented, isn't it? It's just crazy.
I've never seen anything like this with all my years in the industry. I mean, I'll give you an example, a funny story. I made an offer for a client of mine for a house at 1.7 million. There were 12 offers on the table, and my client sends me a text message the next day after the offer and shows me a picture of a bouquet of flowers with a note on a doorstep. And I asked him, I said, "What is this?" He said, "Oh, I went to the seller's house and I left that wonderful note and a bouquet of flowers on the front doorstep." I said, "My God, why would you do that?" Because I just wanted to express to them how much I really like the property. I said, "Okay, great." Conclusion, they didn't get the house, and the house sold for 1.95 million.
So a bouquet of flowers ain't worth 250 grand.
It's just incredible. And those stories are repeated constantly on a constant basis. It's just unbelievable. I think, you probably know this, and you've read and you've spoken with people that
100%. My partner for a different company, so we're based out of New York, right? And he's New York born and bred. His brother is also a huge mortgage broker out in New York. They did 1.2 billion last year. And they're seeing houses go from anywhere from 30 to 50% over asking. So it's like, hey, you want this house for, 500 grand, for example. It's like it's going minimum 750 upwards. Like they just can't, like for love nor money. So it's the market is just fucking crazy, basically, for no other terms. It's just absolutely crazy. I mean, I want to dig into like the luxury side. Like I said, as we're getting into this, is like it's where people want to head. So you started at the 100, 200 grand houses, and now you're selling, $1 million condos, right? And you're doing the pre-con, and that's a leap that I'm sure most people want to make. The idea being that you can do a hell of a lot less transactions per year and still hit their, GCI goals. Hey, I want to make 100K a year. Well, it's a hell of a lot easier selling 4 $1 million homes type thing than it is, having to sell, 40 normal ones or, whatever it is, 20. Okay. So I know you said you with your partner kind of got into that, together. How did that happen? Take us through that journey. Is there something there where other people could kind of follow suit and do the same?
Sure. I mean, we started marketing new buildings on our website with the credentials, and then we started disseminating the materials via email at that time, um, announcing those projects. And we started getting a lot of feedback and a lot of interaction from people that wanted those types of products because they didn't have to come up with all the money right up front. So they could basically split up their deposits in 6-month intervals just to take something as an average as to how often they had to put the money in. Not only that, but they at that time you could actually flip the rights of your contract to another buyer. The developer would basically sell out their inventory, and what they would do is they would then just go and turn around to all the people that were holding contracts and say, "Are you looking to possibly resell your unit?" And said, "Yeah, sure, but the building's not ready." He said, No. Because you can sell it now, get your deposit back, and then when the closing takes place, you can wait for the balance to come in on the profit. So if I'm putting down 20%, I'm making 20%, I'm making 100% on my money. Yeah, okay, I'm interested. So there was a lot of this flipping going. Sometimes some contracts even got flipped twice or 3 times before construction was ready. Well, the music stopped in 2008 and 2009, and whoever was left holding, the property at that point in time ended up being in a downturn of about between 30 to 50% in a 6-month period. And some people weren't even going to close because the projects were due to open. From a broker's perspective, it's more lucrative because, first of all, you don't have to go show a property in most cases. People are buying on plans or in video and pictures. And it's a reputable developer. And so you're much more efficient. And the commissions are between 5 to 7%. I mean, you get
I bet the other thing also is I doubt these properties are their first property. AK, like it's not their only property. I imagine a lot of the time this is like a luxury, like, hey, we got the money, let's have a condo in Miami. We got one in New York. We got one in LA. We got, somewhere maybe in London or in France. And it's like, it's just, hey, let's buy it over the phone. It's done. It's the ultra wealthy where decisions, I've again been fortunate enough as you have to deal with some incredibly wealthy people. They are far easier to deal with than the kind of penny pinchers because like for them it's like they've done the numbers. If the numbers make sense for the most part, they're just like, yeah, that's fine, let's just do that and write off, like you said, pictures, videos, that'll do the job. Perfect, right? As long as they don't turn up and the thing's not there. They tend to be super easy people, buyers to deal with. Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.